EGM Network.
This is an Evergreen Media Network production. And now, it's time to put you on the spot with EGM. Hey everybody, I am Eric Hunter, and welcome today. Going to be a little informative session with a couple of constitutionals we have here in the studio today. To my right, we've got Carol Jean Jordan, your Indian River County tax collector, and to my left, the lovely Leslie Swan, who is in charge of your votes. So what's the proper title for you?
Supervisor of Elections.
Bingo! I knew that's what it would be. Well, we're here to talk about a little surprise that happened to me a few months ago when I updated my driver's license. I found out that they changed the numbers on me. And based upon the research that I was given, this took place back in July of 31. Now, back when I was 16, back many years ago, I've had the same driver's license. In fact, I had the number memorized. I also knew part of that number included my birth date. So please explain to the audience out there what has taken place. I'll let either one of you go up for grabs.
Well, I can certainly start because it is the driver's license program that we handle in our offices. Tallahassee, I call it, DHSMV, Department of Motor Vehicles, in their wisdom, decided to expand the numbers in the driver's license program. And I must say, this was a bill that was introduced in the Florida legislature. They added numbers to the driver's license to prevent fraud or to help prevent fraud. And it started, as you said, in 24, which is most interesting because as did Real ID, and a lot of people wanted to come in and get their gold star, so a lot of people renewed their license and have the new number. We didn't realize, either the supervisor of election or myself didn't realize until just recently that those numbers were not being transmitted to the supervisor's office where you use your driver's license for identification. So I'll let Leslie go from there.
Okay, well, this changing of the numbers that happened last year is starting to cause some problems for our registered voters. For instance, if you would like to request a mail ballot online, there's certain identifying information that we have on file in your record. Usually people give your Florida driver's license number or Florida ID number or the last four digits of their social. So we have those numbers, one or the other or both, on file. Well, if you go to our website to request a mail ballot to be sent to you, if you provide the driver's license number, your new one that was issued, the system will look and say it doesn't match because we have your previous driver's license number on file. So it's not going to let the mail ballot request go through. Now, hopefully, the voter will be persistent and call our office, which at that point, we can go ahead and change the number over the phone. But otherwise, someone may just get frustrated and say, hey, forget it. I'm not going to vote, and I only vote by mail because I can't get out. I'm homebound. And so this is starting to cause a lot of big problems for our office.
I was totally surprised when I was stopped at Lowe's. I get the veterans discount, and of course, that you enter your driver's license number, they scan the back of that thing, and it pops up automatically. And I thought I was going to get to take advantage of that again, and all of a sudden, the big flash came on the screen that it's rejecting it. Wrong number. And I'm like, well, how can this be? I didn't even realize that the number had changed until that time. So I was surprised to learn how many other things are affected by your driver's license number. And when they changed it, like I said, I'd had that same number since I was 16. Now I'm 60. And now it's changed. And like most folks my age, we don't like change that much. So the reason for this was because to kind of help prevent the fraud that's out there?
That's my understanding.
Okay.
Gail Harrell, our senator just south of here, was the sponsor of the bill. I understand, just recently found that out. And the reasoning is apparently fraud. And the HSMV added the new numbers. Wasn't a notice to anybody that the tax collector's office changing the driver's license number would be changing also the number to the supervisor of elections, because Leslie and I work very close together. We want to do that. We want to make sure everybody has the best information on file to ensure that they, if they've just moved into town, we have a special way we send a form over to Leslie so that she'll have it immediately, because again, Tallahassee takes a little longer than normal, and we're more efficient at getting the paperwork over to her. So we do work, we work hand in hand on this because voting is so important. driver's license numbers are so important. Just like you said, your veterans extension. How many other things
Exactly.
are out there that we give people our driver's
They're
license?
kind of trickling in now. We've recently made a move, and so we changed the driver's license and got that new number. So as we go through, I mean, I got a phone call from your office wanting my updated information and all that stuff. So I was a part of the, I like to vote by mail.
And again, Eric, that's the thing that Leslie is able to do and I'm able to do. We can make these phone calls, but I can assure you, a county larger than us, St. Lucie, Miami-Dade, oh my heavens, they can't make these phone calls.
big of a
We can.
population.
We take the effort. We probably work a few people overtime to be sure that we have everything taken care of. But unfortunately, I'm hoping that Tallahassee will create a workaround. I mean, it has to be a software issue that just transmits the new number into the system. And the other thing that we've done is we've talked to our staff, and they're going to be very specific now that we realize it's a problem, and they're going to say, do you want to update your voter registration? Well, they've said that. They probably said it to you. And
Sure.
You said, no, I'm a
Registered voter and
et cetera, et cetera. And you were fine. You didn't need to change anything. But now we know you do. You need to say, yes, I want to update it with the new driver's license number. That's our local fix.
So can voters call your office in and update their driver's license information over the phone? If so, what's the number?
Yes, they can call our office at 772-226-4700 to update that information. But, as Carol Jean said, a lot of times the legislature passes these laws and they never anticipate what the unintended consequences were. So Carol Jean was saying that we've been making a lot of phone calls. Well, it's kind of funny how this all evolved because a recent change to the law was you used to be able to have your mail ballot request for 2 general election cycles or up to 4 years. And we used to have a little checkbox on the back of the certificate envelope. I want to keep renewing my vote by mail ballot. Well, they did away with that and they said, okay, after every general election cycle, which is every 2 years, you have to put a new request in. Well, a lot of the bigger counties that have lots of money, they can send out mailers. Right. And I said, what we're going to do is we're going to, anyone who had an email address on file, we emailed them. And that was a lot. We had, I think, 28,000 or 32,000 that were on file. And as of January 1st, they all expired. So we had about 28,000 emails that we sent out. But then there was a lot that didn't have an email. And we began, if they had a phone number in the record, we began calling them. So I think this year we've probably made 13 or 14,000 phone calls. And that's why you got one of those phone calls.
Yes.
But now we're adding to our phone call. Do you want to renew your vote by mail ballot? Have you gotten a new license recently? And can we update that number while you're on the phone? Because it's great that we are putting up signs at the tax collector's office. We just started, I think we implemented that today. But the problem is a lot of people renew their driver's license online.
Yes. Yeah.
So that becomes a big issue because when they renew it online, when you send out the notice from the DHSMV, it includes a voter registration form. Well, it has the old number on the voter registration form that's already pre-filled. So it's really confusing folks out there.
It's going to be a while to untwist this.
It is.
Or to make the different modifications. Well, hopefully there will be a fix coming down the line here in the not too distant future.
We hope so. And, a lot of people are so hesitant. I don't blame them. You're asking them, could I have your driver's license number? Can I have the last 4 of your social?
Exactly. I have a list my wife has made for me by my phone, and somebody calls and asks you any information, who you can say this to, who you can't. Because I'm friendly, and I'll talk to the wall, as Jesse knows, if it comes to be like that. But when they called, I said, all right, prove it. I mean, I'm as suspicious as anybody that calls my phone number. It's not my brother, my wife, or my kids. So it's like, who do you give this information to?
I got a message from Leslie. I recognize the voice.
Right.
But we also do in that case is we completely understand you don't want to give that information.
She was more than kind. She was more than kind.
I would be glad to send you a voter registration form where you can check the update box and you can put your new driver's license information there and then just mail it back to us. So we have workarounds for different things because I completely understand.
It's just amazing.
And it's sad because we work so hard to be sure everything
Yes.
is accurate. Everybody has what they need. We ask all the right questions. And who knew
Exactly.
the new number didn't transmit to the supervisor's
Well, my
office?
wife, who works for you,
Yeah.
was just as confounded as I was and then she said, "What do you mean?" "Oh my God, the number's different." I mean, we found out by experience.
Well, and it's interesting because here's Leslie's husband, who's as involved in voter registration as we all are. Same situation. He'd gotten his driver's license, and until I think Leslie started talking about it, it didn't.
Yeah, he
Didn't
said,
know.
I haven't
Either.
moved. I haven't changed my party affiliation. There was nothing I
No,
wanted to
nothing to
change.
change.
Had no idea that his number, the new number, would not be on his voter record.
Well, it's good to know that we've got people like you that are staying on top of this and doing the best they possibly can. Will this information be found on your websites or?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So you can check those websites out for the current and the most latest. But in the meantime, rack your brain trying to figure out what your driver license is also tied to.
Well, there's one other issue. Now the legislature has put into effect, it's a new law regarding initiative petitions, those petitions for constitutional amendments where they ask you to sign the petition in front of Publix or the library. Well, now on that petition form, you have to put either your driver's license number, Florida ID, or the last 4 digits of your social. So if you turn in that petition form to us and you put your new driver's license and we have the old one, your petition is automatically rejected.
Rejected.
And that's expensive
Yes, it is.
for the people that are doing
I mean,
that.
to us, we
Besides the time consuming for Leslie's
Sure.
office.
Not only that, but yeah, the expense. And a lot of people don't understand what goes into an election or maintaining an electoral office to keep that together because it ain't cheap.
No,
And
I
that's
mean,
why
anybody
we're here.
bought a
We're
stamp
hoping-
here
yeah.
recently knows it's not cheap.
Yeah, we're just hoping to get the message out, and we decided to do it through the public and through Evergreen Media. So we can, and we appreciate you being here and helping
Well,
us.
thank you for the invite. Like I said, it was a firsthand experience for myself, and I was so surprised. And I'm sitting back and I go, and then the call came. I was on vacation at the time, and I said, okay, well, you sound like you know what you're talking about. How do I know it's you? I mean, I do this with my doctor's office because nothing comes across the phone that lets you know it's your doctor's office, dummy. It just is a phone number, or it comes out that it could be a scam or whatever comes across your phone. But it's amazing what's taking place this day and age. Driver's licenses are important. I mean, when I was 16,
Right.
I couldn't wait to get mine.
Right.
I mean, I couldn't. And I memorized that phone number. So I used it for my auto insurance, used it for all my other information I did, and come to find out, needed it for my veterans discount at Lowe's. So anything that your driver's license is associated to, if you're about to get a new driver's license or have to go online, you've changed your address and all that stuff, just clarify and make sure what takes place. You can contact our electorate office here, Supervisor of Elections.
Yes.
And also the Indian River County Tax Collector's Office, which is in charge of that driver's license. Motor voter, it's still happening, right? Is
Yes,
it still
Yes,
a thing?
Absolutely,
Still
and
going
that's federal. Yes, sir.
on? Okay, well, very good.
There
Now,
There is one thing I wanted to add
Please.
because there's some disinformation going on around, and we've been getting phone calls that folks have been getting calls saying that their voter registration is not valid anymore. That is not true. It's when you go to request a mail ballot, because when you register to vote, you give us your driver's license
Right.
number when
Right.
you're first time registering. So it has nothing to do with your voter registration. It's whether you want to request a vote by mail ballot or sign an initiative petition. If the only information we have on file is your driver's license and it's the old one, and you've received a new replacement or a
Right.
renewal license.
there you go.
Doesn't that bring the question to Leslie? Now, come election day, if you're voting in person, is that going to affect the machines at all?
Oh, that's the first thing we ran and checked because we have electronic poll books.
Right.
And I said, oh my goodness. But no, we've already tested that out. It won't
Good.
be any issues.
So that's
with
another
that.
good thing for the public to know. If you vote in person on election day, it's or early voting,
Right.
it won't be an issue.
No.
So if you would, Leslie, give them the email address or your website address.
Okay, our website address is www.voteindianriver.gov, and our phone number 772-226-4700.
And for the tax collector's
Ours
office,
is irctax.com.
irctax.com. Can't get any simpler than that. I just wish they made this transition a little simpler.
know it.
Well, I'm Eric Hunter. Leslie, thank you.
Thank you so
and
much,
Carol
Eric.
Jean, thank you for
Thank
your time
you.
as well. All right, and there you go. That's your driver's license info for today, 2025.